Just keep talking to me.
So what do you do? Hmm.
Yeah, I was watching this interview with Trevor Melton, the guy CEO, well, former CEO of Nikola,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Yeah, all we got to do left to do is the execution." I'm like, "That's 99% of the fucking work, you asshole! Like, what are you fucking talking about? All you did was make a website, fuck, dude, with CGI renderings." I'm like,
No, all that's left is making it.
"Fuck, so dumb. Like,
Wow, that's the
make all
hardest part, dumbass.
the hardest." I was like, "Man, snake oil salesman."
Trevor, we met a few years ago. What's it been like 8, 7, 8 years?
Yeah,
Met at Sam's Club, Seattle, Washington,
you're from Little Rock.
Little
I'm
Rock,
from
Arkansas,
Palatka, Florida.
Palatka, Florida. Who the hell knows where that is? If anybody knows where that is, raise your hand.
The easiest way
Okay.
to know where I'm from is I'm close to Gainesville. So
Oh,
the
okay.
Florida
Right,
Gators. You know
right.
Tim Tebow, you
Yes,
know my town.
yes, yes. The big Gators, man. That's like basically a professional team. I mean, they're a college team, but they might as well be professional.
Especially in the South. They give
Yeah, dude.
only a crap
SEC,
about
man.
college football.
Oh, dude. SEC is like I'm from that area too, the Razorbacks, but they never did anything. So, what's your story about moving to Seattle? Like, what prompted you to do that?
It was really just my escape. I recommend to anybody who is young and living in a small town to get out. You have to get out. You have limited opportunities. You might say, well, we live in the internet age, but you're kind of on an equal playing field in terms of internet, but you're not on an equal playing field in terms of immediate surroundings,
Hmm.
if that makes any sense. So you want to be
Oh yeah,
physically around opportunity.
yeah. It's infectious. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be around people who are doing things, not
Hmm.
just like retired.
That's very true. Like being from Little Rock, it's the same thing. You just kind of like the attitude there is just get a job, do your 40 hours a week, go home, drink your beer.
And granted, most people do that in LA. Most people, they go to work, they hang out
Yeah,
with their wife and kids, and then they go back to bed and they go to the beach on the weekend. They're not everybody is
right.
Elon Musk.
There's just more opportunity in places like LA and Seattle.
Oh yeah, I was flying back from Florida, and
Hmm.
there was these two girls behind me talking, and the one girl was talking about she was at Walmart, and she was in South coming from a small town in South Carolina. She was telling the girl,
Hmm.
and she goes, "I was in line talking to my cousin in Spanish, and the cashier goes, 'Hey, this is America. You need to stop speaking Spanish.'" I
No,
was thinking, I was
no.
thinking, small town North Carolina Walmart. That is exactly what you would expect
Oh
from the
shit.
cashier.
Oh my God. Yeah.
and, she, and she kept going on about this, and I was thinking, she's gonna say it. She's gonna say it. And then I told her, "Okay, boomer." Or, "Okay, Karen."
Oh, nice.
But she never said that. I was
Wow.
waiting for it. I was waiting
Yeah.
for it. I was like, come on, she's gonna say it.
Wow.
And it just really highlighted like the huge cultural difference between
Hmm.
the South and the West Coast.
America. Speak American. Right.
So, but here's the first story of
Oh,
getting on the plane.
okay.
So I'm an idiot. I decided to fly during the year 2020.
No, you're adventurous.
I was getting on the plane, and I was kind of shocked. It was so packed. There was no empty seats. And I was like, came down to my aisle, I look over, and I see the middle seat is my seat between a
Oh God.
dude and
Mm.
a girl. Well, the girl starts freaking out. She starts freaking out that I'm sitting next to her. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to sit next to you either.
Wow.
And she starts calling the call button
What?
to the flight attendant. I was like, oh my God. And I was just like,
What?
she's like, I want to move. I'm not going to be next to this. Like, you're
Wow.
next to 12 people already, and you're like 6 foot radius. Like, what is one
Jeez.
extra person going to change?
Was this
It's
after you sat down?
Yeah, the entire
Please.
time she's
Oh my
freaking out
God,
and
man.
fidgeting the entire time. I was like,
Wow.
oh my God. And then she gets on her iPad and she starts Skyping with her boyfriend.
What?
And he looked like a Backstreet Boy guy. He had like a little chin strap, little furry little
Wow.
thing around his chin. He's like, "Hey babe, what's wrong?"
I'm
I was like, "No,
sitting next to this guy.
I gotta sit next to this people." Yeah, she goes, "I
Wow.
have to be on this plane for 6.5 hours next to these people." And I was thinking, what was she thinking? Did she really expect to get on a plane that was half empty? Is that what was she expecting? Or
I think so, man.
that
Like,
American Airlines has to make money.
yeah, yeah.
But here's the funny thing.
Jeez.
A senator, a senator posted on Twitter. I don't know which senator it was. I'm not into politics. He posted a photo. I think it was Southwest Airlines criticizing them for having the plane full, including
Mm.
the middle seat. So when I flew back, I noticed every single middle seat was empty. Same
Oh
airline,
yeah.
and I was thinking, in the week time, did they change their like thing because of that post
Yeah.
on Twitter? Because it happens, man. People
Oh, it
post
does.
they post things on Twitter and the company freaks out and changes
Yeah.
things.
Well, it's the cancel culture, man.
Yeah,
That's the culture
totally.
we're in right now. We're in the cancel culture.
Yeah, people
It's
can literally
yeah.
get on Twitter and
Yep.
control corporations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's kind of scary.
I I'll give you a small example. This is funny though, because I went to my QFC down the street and they were out of their own brand of bacon, like the QFC brand of bacon. And I was just like, "Are you serious? How are you out of your own brand?" So I just took a quick picture of it and I tweeted them. I'm like, "This is crazy. How are you your own brand?" They tweeted me back. They were like, "Can you give us the location of the store, please?" And da 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 da. I'm like, "Okay." I went back the
Don't
next
cancel
day.
us.
I went back the next day. That rack was full, man. Like, how did y'all get that in so quick? Yeah, they're
They flew it in
like,
on American Airlines in the
yeah,
middle
yeah,
seats. In the middle
yeah.
seats.
What are these boxes full of bacon in here for? We gotta get these to the store stat. We had a customer complain. It's so true, man. I'm like my mom, she complains all the time about Walmart. I told her, I'm like, why don't you get on Twitter? Like, get on Twitter and tweet Walmart and say the complaints. She's like, well, I sent them an email. I'm like, no, 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 that's not the way to do it. They're gonna look at that email and just be like, okay, whatever, Cecilia, shut
I
up.
should have I should have turned around on the plane and told the girl that. You should have got
Yeah,
on Twitter and told her
yeah,
you couldn't speak Spanish in Walmart.
yeah. They're gonna respond. Like every major company now has a social media like section of their company.
Dude, a
And
lot of them have personal accounts. You can tweet
yeah,
directly to Musk and he'll fix
oh
something.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
there's been situations where people asked him directly and he goes, "Yeah, we'll do that."
It's a
It's
powerful
nuts.
tool, man.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Twitter, I think, is it's the best thing and the worst thing all at once. It's all of that because it can be
Oh,
really good. It can be like something that really is beneficial and helps, and at the same time, it can be something that just tears society apart. I'm hit and miss with it, man. I got an account, but I try to not get on as much as possible unless I'm looking at something specific to what I want to read about or something.
I had this like rule in my brain. It's like, do not engage in conversation on Twitter,
Yes, no, don't,
especially a public conversation.
don't.
Like, no.
No, I've gotten caught up maybe once or twice, and no, it's not good. Because a lot of times you're not even, they might be legitimate people that you're talking to and arguing with or something, but a lot of times it's just like with South Park. It's just a troll. It's an egg. It's someone that's just like, I'm gonna say the most off the wall, whatever, and someone's gonna bite, and then it could be me or you. They're like, how dare they say that? Da, 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 da. And then like, yeah, I got one.
This that reminds me. So the whole Twitter thing. We were I was taking an improv comedy class at Upright Citizen Brigade,
Hmm.
and there was this chick, and she was asked. We go around and you ask everybody what they do for fun. She goes, "I drink wine and I get on Twitter and I get into arguments." I was like, "That's her hobby." Like
Wow.
what? And we were
Okay.
all we were all looking at each other like, "This is a crazy motherfucker."
Wow, that's
Like,
your
that you sound exciting.
yeah, that's I mean, yeah.
She was a troll.
All right. Yeah.
Have you noticed when you watch Netflix, or Amazon Prime or Hulu, have you noticed you have like severe choice paralysis? Like you'll end up not watching anything. You'll just scroll and scroll and look at all the titles.
Yeah. Or you watch like the intro and then you're like, oh, that looks good. I'm gonna check that out later. I'll finish watching it as soon as I check something else out. Yeah, I've done that. Or
Well,
like on Netflix, it plays like if you scroll across whatever, it'll start playing it as like a sample
yeah.
as you're scrolling, and you're like, oh, well, that looks good, but let me check this one out. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
When I visited my parents, that was the whole reason I went to Florida, and
Okay.
they still have cable. I was
Oh,
like, oh my god, you still have cable? And I was watching the cable, and there was like 600 channels, and I literally could not find anything
yep.
on. There was nothing worth watching like at all. Like,
Yeah.
and it was all reruns. I literally, I kid you not, Adam, I watched 16 episodes reruns of Family Feud with Steve Harvey. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so sad. I'm like, and it got me really thinking. Like, I'm sitting here on vacation watching Steve Harvey crack jokes. So I'm like, what the hell? Like,
You're hearing
and
the stupid answers that people give.
and then I caught a movie. I caught a movie. It was I've already seen it. Edge of Tomorrow, another rerun. Edge of Tomorrow from like 6 years ago. Great movie, but dang, the movie came out like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I really felt like Tom Cruise going to the farmhouse in his dystopian future movie. Like it was like crazy. Like what? I'm just looking at my
Uh,
mom and my dad. I'm like, Jesus, you guys are so stuck in a time capsule. I'm
yep.
like a 2003 time capsule.
Yep.
And I
And then
was
they
like,
got
oh.
DVR. You record all the stuff that you don't want to watch, and it just kills that. I'm gonna
And
watch that someday.
one thing too is like, there's so many dumb reality
Oh
Southern
God,
ghost
yes,
hunting shows now. There's a
yes.
ghost in here. Do you hear that ghost in here? I'm like, oh my God.
Or the
So
Bigfoot. There's the Bigfoot ones too. I've seen the Bigfoot. He's walking around these parts right here. Yes,
I'm like, who's watching this?
yeah. And they give you little glimpses of like that could have been a ghost, or it could have been someone with a flashlight. But you never know. Funny, we keep
now back
watching,
to,
right?
now back to redneck ghost hunters.
Real quick, there's a really funny Saturday Night Live episode, a skit. Anyway, they're doing the ghost hunting thing, and they're just all serious. And it's Fred Armisen and the guy he delivered
Oh,
food to him.
it's ghost something.
Yeah, ghost hunters.
Ghost hunters, yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing this segment, and he's like, "I think we had something. It's British." And then the dude actually farts, and they pick it up, and they're like, "What was that? Did you hear that?" And they like play it back, and like, let's play it in slow motion. Oh, I thought I heard him say his name was Roger. Oh my God, man! I'll try to find it and send it to you.
Oh
That's
my
one of the
God.
funniest Saturday Night Live skit things I've ever seen.
So I was going to tell you, we talked about this before, like technology changing and things seem so ancient.
Yeah.
My mom goes in the store and she goes, you know, she gives me the keys to the Mustang. And I went to go turn it on when she came back out of the store. And I was like, how do you turn this thing on? I almost forgot how to crank a car. I was like, how does this work? And I was like, I was looking to press a button. I was like, what the? I was like, I was like, what in the
Yes.
hell?
Yes. The
I was like,
Mustang, man.
I'm so used to pressing a button.
My little
Oh
brother
my
had
God.
one, and it was that same kind where you stick the key in, and it's like, bum, 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 bum. I'm like, wow, wow. And he has the big mufflers on it. And he's like, yeah, listen to that. I'm like, cool, man. Sounds so awesome. I can barely hear anything. That's so cool.
Thanks for waking me up at 3 in the
Yeah,
morning. I appreciate
yeah.
that.
It's so funny because me and my little brother, like, we're related blood, but we have like nothing in common. He's the big time like car guy and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't care. I want a Tesla. I don't care about the loud shit.
I just seen the car meet guys. I always see them on Sunday,
Yeah.
and they are perpetually stuck in the year 2002. They have like a dragon decal on the side of their
Yep.
car. I'm like, sorry, listeners out there, if you were this guy, but that trend. I'm sorry, man. It's
Yeah.
over. It's like frosted
It's
tips, man. It's over, dude.
uh we heard a couple the other day, and both me and Renee were like, there's only one person that thinks that's cool, that loud car, and that's the one that's in the driver's seat right now. He's the only one that's like, yeah, I'm so cool.
The little
Everyone
racing
else is like, man, you
racing seat.
suck. Yeah, God, they're so loud. They're like, oh my God, I can't. We couldn't even. We were sitting in the car together with the windows up, and we couldn't even talk and hear each other because his car was so loud. Like, wow, man, that's yeah, you're cool. Thanks.
And
Ah,
the funny thing is, like, I don't I think it's an extension of like the internet, like the echo chambers, because they probably hang out with people who drive those, and they probably
yeah,
meet up on Facebook or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, yeah, my four
yeah.
cylinder modified engine. Like, I'm sorry, man, it's over.
It's definitely that because my little brother would tell me about like he would get online and they would talk about meetups and he would go meet the guys and they would sit around, lift their hoods on their cars and walk around and be like, yeah, what is that? A 3.75 liter, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what does that do for you? Like, you go home at night and be like, yeah, I impressed those guys
I
with
was
my
talking
loud
to
car.
I was talking to a guy, and I can definitely tell he had no knowledge of a Tesla, and he had a Beamer with like or BMW listeners out there if you don't know what a Beamer means, if you're like British or something.
Right?
Um, anyways, a BMW, and he thought Teslas run on gas. I was like, oh no, dude,
Oh,
they're like fully electric. And it dawned on me like, oh yeah, this guy has no idea what's happening. He has no idea. Like I'm the only one really in the know, and the other people that are huge Tesla fanboys, like
yeah.
you're not. I'm sorry. It was so obvious he did not realize. I was like, you're not going to be driving a gas car in 25 years. I
Right.
can literally say that right now to someone's face. You will not be driving a gas car in 25 years if you're still alive. You will
Yeah.
not be driving one. I'm sorry. The Teslas are so superior. Like it's ridiculous. If you've ever driven in
Oh
one or
man.
ridden in one, you'll know what I'm saying. The acceleration, the maintenance. I mean, it's insane. Like
Yeah.
it's such a better product. It really reminds me of this video from like 2007. It was this Wall Street guy talking smack about the iPhone. He's like,
Hmm.
yeah, but my BlackBerry, it's so quick. The little keypad is so quick for sending emails, and he was just talking like the iPhone was just like not going to take off. And I was like, this guy has no idea. There were so many comments in the YouTube section, like this guy has no idea that his BlackBerry is going to go out of business in like a year. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, these people, I don't know. I guess they're just not looking ahead. I don't know.
Well,
But
it's like that. What's his name? I can't remember who said it, but they were like back in the day with the horse-drawn carriages. If you asked them like, how can we improve your horse-drawn carriage, and most of the people back then would be like, well, you just give me some faster horses. Like that would be their solution to, they
yeah,
wouldn't be thinking
they're not thinking of like something completely
right,
leapfrogging the thing
right.
they're already using.
Nope.
That's a really good term, leapfrog. I mean,
Yes.
that's what businesses do. You make something so much better, it just totally
Well,
kills your
Amazon,
competition. Yeah,
Amazon too. I mean, they totally ran with the just basically online ordering. I mean,
you
and
can't
now
beat the
they're
search
venturing
bar,
out.
man.
Yeah, right.
You can't beat it.
And they ventured, and now it's funny. They started with online ordering, and now they've ventured out to box stores with Whole Foods. But now they're taking Whole Foods and like streamlining them, with the delivery and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
they're basically taking,
essentially, Amazon is taking like the McDonald's route. It's like, oh, just do everything way convenient.
mhm,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, get it to
yeah,
their door.
right,
Don't make them force them to come to your store and wait
yeah,
25 minutes in line.
exactly. And that's what they've done with Whole Foods. They've taken the product there where Whole Foods before, they were using before were bought by Amazon, they were using I think Instacart to do the food delivery, and it was very it wasn't streamlined at all. It was very clunky. It was very just didn't work well. Because I used to go to the stores and I would see the Instacart people and they just look confused. Like they would be like they had this little bitty
Agitated,
section at the front,
stressed.
agitated. Yeah. When Amazon took over, they got rid of Instacart and they said, we're going to do this ourselves. We're going to make a huge section at the front or in the back, and have everything streamlined, ready to roll.
Well,
And it's
isn't
worked
that
great.
where isn't that doesn't that make much more sense? I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying the stuff they're doing is easy, but doesn't it make sense? You would start delivering this stuff to people,
Right.
like
Yes.
pizza. Pizza's
Right.
being
Yeah.
been delivered
For years.
since the 80s. Like it
Right.
makes total sense that's where it was going.
Yep.
It was just a pain in the butt getting the logistics right.
Right. And now with the smartphone technology and just all the GPS, like all the much better location services and all that, it's really like taken off with the delivery services because anybody with a phone can do any kind of delivery stuff. So
Yeah, and I noticed that,
right,
and once again, harping back on the South, like I was like, "There's no DoorDash or Postmates here." I'm like, "Jesus
right,
Christ, this sucks!" Like,
yeah, Little Rock,
yeah,
there where I'm from, they just started getting like some different food delivery services. And when we visited last summer, they had just gotten Uber, and like we had taken a couple of Ubers, and it was like we looked at the little map when we did Uber, and it was like maybe three Uber cars around. And like here, you pull up Uber here, there's like 50, 60 cars in just the smallest little area. And there it was like, oh, there's our one Uber. There's the one guy that's doing Uber right now.
can I get
He's
an
coming to get
Uber?
us.
And
Yeah,
the guy's like, "You can get me."
yeah. I am Uber. I'm Little Rock
I
Uber.
am the Uber. This is the Uber. It's this
Yeah.
one guy.
Where are you guys going? 'Cause I gotta go pick this other person up.
Wait 1 minute.
uh,
I gotta use the bathroom.
and like and thinking about the guys doing Uber in Little Rock, it can't be very profitable just because it's so spread out.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's yeah,
There's not enough
it
clients.
can't be right. It
I
just
was very
cannot be.
aware of this a couple times going back to smaller towns and then coming back to LA. My sister went to China,
Mhm.
and she told me when you leave the city, it's amazing the difference between the countryside and the city. Like the city's all futuristic, brand new skyscrapers and super crowded. And then you go out to the country and there's like nothing. There's no infrastructure, no nothing. And
Mhm.
I was thinking that's going to end up happening everywhere on the world because these people, I don't know if it's the UN said this, I don't know, but by the year 2050, they were saying 80% of the population of the world will live in major cities,
Mhm.
metro areas. And I'm believing in it, dude, because like a accumulation effect or something where the towns have everybody leaving them
Mhm.
and there's no opportunity. It's like creating this like feedback loop
Yeah.
of
Well, no
backwardsness.
one wants to. No companies or businesses want to set up shop in the small towns. It's like
No, because they
why?
burn it
Like
down.
why would you do it? Yeah.
It's just like they'll either burn it down or they won't make enough
Yeah.
money to stay open. And so it doesn't make any
Right.
sense. I even said something to my mom. I said it was really mean. I kind of wish I didn't say it. I was like, I don't know why anybody would open up a store here in town. Like, it's just like, why would you open up anything in Palatka?
Palatka.
Like, you're not gonna make any money.
I need to look up Palatka.
That cheap rent is gonna trick you
Yeah.
because you're not gonna make any
Right.
money.
Yeah. That's something.
You know who's actually you know who's moving to small towns? Super wealthy
Yeah.
celebrities. That's who moves to small towns. Is they buy up 10,000
Yep.
acres, they put them a huge mansion up, and they put a landing strip next
Right.
to their
Because they
mansion.
don't care. They don't have to have any kind of businesses around. They'll just have to.
Yeah, once you made that much success, you're like a film actor. You're
Right.
like, I don't
They'll
care.
just fly the stuff in, or like have somebody deliver it.
Amazon,
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazon flying in a
Right.
helicopter.
Yeah. I'll pay your flex driver like $500 to deliver my package. Sweet.
Dude, I got an Uber ride all the way from Jacksonville to Palatka.
Right.
Like, it's like Jesus Christ.
Have you heard of the not to change subject, but the Uber guys that have gotten like trips across the country and they've taken them?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so
I was
nuts.
I got picked up by one. It was an Escalade, and I got in. And I was like, it was the only one that was close to me, so I had to pay out the butt for it. Got in it, and the guy told me he drove Kanye West and Kim Kardashian
Oh wow.
once, and then he told me the day before he had to drive like 2,000 miles or something. Like I was like, Jesus
Shit.
Christ! Like I was like 1,000 miles one way and 1,000 miles back.
Wow.
It took him like I can't remember how many hours he said, but I was like, Jesus, dude.
Wow.
Like, how do you just tell that to your wife? Hey, I'll be driving 2,000 miles. I'll be back in a bit.
Hey, babe, I got a good opportunity here.
Maybe it was Kanye. Maybe he didn't tell me, but Kanye was going to like a
One of his
a convention to run for president.
Yeah.
I don't.
President West. It couldn't be any worse. Sorry to all you Trump fans out there. My bad. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's do the reality star and let's do the rapper. Let's do it.
The pendulum is swinging crazy.
The rapper
now.
married to the reality star. First lady Kim Kardashian. They could all move in, man. It could be like they could take it as a reality show in the White House. That would be epic.
Keeping up with the White House.
I would watch what's going on in the Oval Office tonight.
You got no choice, man. It's the president. Yeah. You got no choice. They're going to be talking on the podium.
They just edit out all the confidential stuff. Oh my God. What is going on? What is going on these days?
2020, man.
What an interesting year.
What a crazy year.
Yeah.
Back to the cable thing. I was thinking to myself, man, there is no way. If you're out there and you work at CBS, I'm sorry. Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon is coming for you. Like, there is no way you're surviving. I'm sorry. Like, especially when SpaceX is getting into the communications game. There's no way. These Comcast and these, I just don't see it happening. I don't see them being able to compete.
Yeah, with the huge box, and then like when you don't control what's on, that's the problem. It's like you said,
and it's like $100 a month.
Switching channels, but you can't control what's playing. All you got to do is go to, like you said, Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu.
Well, here's the problem too. I was telling my mom we can watch anything because she was like, and I said we can get on the internet and I could pay $2 to rent any movie, like anything you can think of. Like, it's seriously that easy. I could just pull out my debit card and just fill in the information. Like, I don't even have to have Netflix. I can just rent it from Google on YouTube. I didn't have an HDMI cable to connect my computer to the old school TV or whatever. But her TV is not a smart TV.
Oh, okay.
It's dumb TV. God. It's dumb. It's like her stupid Mustang.
Damn, Mom.
When are you going to get an anti-gravity flying scooter? Jeez.
Mom. Jeez.
I can't wait to get back to LA, Super City, Mega City 1.
He'd land in space and it would fly down.
I don't know how Comcast is going to, and other internet providers and TV is going to keep up with these Starlink and Netflix. I just don't see it, man. I really don't.
Comcast, like, we have Xfinity, but we have like the real basic one just for now because I don't know. We'll probably get rid of it soon, but I've seen what they do though. They've got a lot of the on demand. Like, oh, you like this show? Well, here's all the other episodes on demand. I'm just like, why would I not just do the on demand? Why would I keep all your basic channels? Like, I don't care about any local channels. I don't watch any local news. I don't care about any of that stuff. So I'm like,
how dare you? You're not informed, Adam.
I don't, man. I really don't care.
So to our listeners out there, me and Adam are anti-news. Like, we do not give a crap.
Right. I try to stay away from it, and I'll see something and I'm like, I'm not going to read that because I don't care.
Someone said something really smart to me. If the news is important enough, it will find its way to you, whether you're watching it or not.
All right.
Someone will just say it to you. Did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
Like, someone will just bring it up in conversation. A lot of the Elon Musk, Tesla stuff, I just get through like osmosis. I don't even get it through like me scrolling through CNN or MSNBC or whatever.
A lot of the Tesla stuff I get is on the stocks. It's on like my stock website or apps that I look at because I'll see like
it's like a natural osmosis.
Right.
You'll just get it through kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you'll just hear it in the distant echoes. Like,
Well, I'll get a notification.
It's not all up on your face.
Tesla's up 10, 15%, and I'll be like, oh, well, let me check it out. And then I'll read the article about whatever is going on. So, but yeah, like, I stay away from the news. I try my best to keep away from it, like local, national, especially national. I really couldn't care less about national news. Local.
Well, the thing is, like, when you extrapolate over 7 billion people and the news is looking for the worst thing that happened that day, it's going to find something terrible, absolutely
Oh
terrible
yeah,
to tell you.
yeah.
You know, like so and so got split in half and then eaten by a pack of coyotes.
Hmm.
Like, you know, it's like what? Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, nowadays, even now, it's more so about like what white person said something racist. That's like the big topic, the big headline.
Well, is there
And I'm
really a
like,
big topic, big headline now? It's now so cyclical, like, and so moves on to the next thing. You'd have no time at
yeah,
all to even like to really
right.
perceive anything. Really,
It's just
it's
right.
just constant
It's like who's the
crisis.
new Karen?
Yeah, it's
Who's
just
the new Becky? Who's the new Karen?
it's just one crisis after another. You know, they
Yeah.
exaggerate everything, sensationalize everything.
Yep. Yeah. It's draining, man. It really is. Being married to a African American woman, and listening to her and talking about the things and all this stuff. And she tries to not be involved in that stuff too, but of course she's going to read this stuff when she sees it. And I've got to be
Hmm.
supportive. I can't just say, "Oh no, I don't care about that
Yeah,
stuff." I listen, but I mean, she even says it. She's like, "This is just draining." She's like, I can't get away from it because I'm black all the time. I can't just be like, well, I'm not going to be black today.
you can't
So
just tell her stop
I
being
totally
black just
understand
for a
that.
minute, babe.
Yeah, right. just just for today.
Just forget you're
Just pretend
black.
like you're not.
Jeez.
Right. So yeah, it's just draining, man. It's like how have we come so far and then gone so far
I have
backwards
a
so
little personal
quickly.
theory of mine. You know how Photoshop, like on Instagram, they'll exaggerate their hips and their boobs. And
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
think what's happening in our society is there's an exaggeration of our society through algorithms from Facebook to YouTube to Google. I mean, it just feeds back to you what you already believe and what
Hmm.
you're already seeking. Like if you have
Oh
so
yeah.
much confirmation bias when you Google search anything. Like you could
Hmm.
literally type in anything and put scam question mark and like 1,000 of that will
Yep.
show up. You know,
Oh, I
and
know.
it's insane. And what I think I'm starting to think is that our society is being hijacked by technology and it's making things seem much worse than they really are. Because
Hmm.
when I notice when I'm talking to most people seem pretty grounded. Like I'm
Hmm.
never talking to someone and go, man, that person was crazy. Like, you know, it's pretty rare. And I was thinking, I
Right.
think it's that, you know, the algorithms and Facebook is just sending you fake news because you click on it. You
Hmm.
click on it and you read it, and now it's feeding you more. It's spoon feeding you. And
Well, yeah. It's
the Earth is
it's
flat.
it's like
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
It's
Yep.
just like YouTube.
Like if that's all you search for, that's all you're going to see. It's almost like the law of attraction, like we talked about, when you use YouTube or whatever social media platform, and that's all you're looking for. It's like, oh, let me see what kind of conspiracy theory is out there now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And YouTube is going to using the algorithms. They're going to say, oh, this person wants more conspiracy theories. Here you go.
And this,
Here's 10 times more.
the scary thing is, these algorithms are good. They're good at doing it. They're very good
Yes.
at doing it.
Yes.
They're not crappy.
Very good.
Now I have
No.
noticed the ad algorithms are kind of off because
Yeah.
YouTube thinks I'm a day trader, thinks I'm a filmmaker. I'm like, no, I'm none of these things. You're giving me the wrong ads.
Yeah. I still get the stock ones too.
It's trying to sell me stuff.
It's so
You
funny.
get those fake.
That's like the South Park too.
Do you see those fake guru trader ads? Like, I'm the best day
Oh
trader
yeah.
ever. I'm going to teach you with my program.
Yes. Yes. I get those still. Like to this day, I still get the one. I watched maybe 2 videos of this guy back when I first started day trading. I still get his
Oh,
YouTube
Connor.
ads still pop up. Not Connor is the other one.
Well,
I can't
Connor's
remember his
legit.
name.
He'll show you how much money he's
Yeah,
made.
yeah, Connor's
He's
good.
legit.
I
He's good
like
at what he
Connor.
does.
Yeah. This other guy, he was good. Like I learned a lot from him, but he was very much about like,
Selling you stuff.
oh, well, he would tease you. He would get to know, if you want to know the rest of this and see exactly what I'm doing, pay $10,000 or whatever it was.
Sounds like
And I'm
something on
like,
Pornhub.
yeah,
If
no.
you like my free videos, check out my pay
Right.
online
Yeah.
videos. Pay per
Yeah.
view.
And his free live trading videos, it would just be a video of him like showing his face, not showing what he was doing. So like this is the free one. You could see me like actually trading and making my facial expressions when I'm making money. Or would you like to actually see what I'm doing?
But they don't. One thing they never
So yeah.
mention, and one guy actually did mention it. It was a book. I can't remember. It was just something day trading book, and he was so right what he said when he said this. Day trading is incredibly boring, and I was like, yes,
Hmm.
it's incredibly stressful,
Oh
incredibly boring.
God.
Like people,
Yes.
Hollywood, it just like the algorithms exaggerates things. Like Hollywood's like, man, sell, 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 buy, 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 ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Like it's nothing like that at all, dude. It is so boring. It is so freaking boring. It's like, yay, I
Let me
made
tell
money.
you.
Like it's like,
Let me tell you about boring. I remember staring at a screen on this one stock I was day trading almost an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours of watching these little candlesticks.
mm-hmm.
Beep, beep. Oh, it's bigger. Oh, it's smaller. Oh, it's bigger. Whew. You have no idea. I mean, like, I staring, like I was like maybe 5 inches from the screen.
And it's painful.
It's like, okay. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's such a great and yeah, boring. And I'm like, I have to go use the bathroom, but I can't leave the
That
screen.
reminds me of the South.
It's what I
That
do.
reminds me of the South Park episode, the Make Love Not Warcraft. Man,
Yeah,
bathroom,
yeah, yes,
bathroom.
yes. Bathroom. I can't not walk away. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have an episode on stock market and our experiences with trading
I
because I believe it's very interesting and very useful for anyone out there that wants to trade.
know it's
So,
boring when Josh Brolin tells you he was making a ton of money doing it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be say an actor." Like it's like
yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, that's boring. Like God, this
yeah,
guy was making probably. I mean, you have to think he's Josh Brolin. He's got a ton of money to
yeah,
use as leverage, and he's like, "Yeah, I
yep,
quit."
yes. I mean, you're making money, but you can't enjoy it because you're like, oh God, I gotta research the next $10,000 penny stocks to look at.
And the thing is, the next week you might lose all your gains and have to do it
Right?
all
Yep.
over again.
Oh my God, yes.
You want to listen to
Get
us
ready
talk
for
about how
this.
boring?
The stock market trading episode. It's probably going to be episode 2 or 3.
I thought we were going to talk about
But
Tesla. Dang.
yeah, Tesla. We're gonna cover Tesla. We're gonna cover all kinds of good stuff.
2020 is not all
Okay,
bad. Have you seen the new Bill and Ted? have
continue.
you seen have you seen the new Bill and Ted trailer?
I haven't. I haven't. I need to check
I
that
was
out.
like,
I saw
okay,
them
it's
talking about
coming out. I
making
think it's
it.
coming out in September, and I was thinking
Oh,
maybe
dude.
2020 won't be so bad
Right.
because
I'm pumped about that.
Alex Winter and Keanu, they look like they're having such a fun time in that trailer. I was like,
Oh, nice,
yeah, I'm gonna
dude.
definitely rent that when it comes out.
Yeah.
I definitely will not be
Yeah, I
using
want to check that out.
Xfinity on demand.
Why, Trevor? Don't you want to be linked up to the source?
Well, Adam, I hope we make it to at least episode 5.
Yeah. Well, I think we can, man.
The Trev and Adam
Just
Show.
talking. The Trev and Adam show.